To be totally honest, I don't know why they dropped us. And that's a big part of my whole, like I said, having to do all of this stuff myself. Right. That's a big part of that.
Because you guys had to rely on someone to record y'all, someone to shoot videos.
As a group, we were self-sufficient. Right. We did everything. Right. Free was our engineer. He was also a producer. Okay. Yant, Next Malin. I made beats. Right. Free had a studio. Right. Like, we had everything ourselves. But I wasn't really in control of much of anything. Right. I was the youngest one in the group. Right. I was kind of brought on at the end. And it was just kind of like these was my old heads. Right. Mark and Yant had been my old heads for years. Right. So like a lot of like Free was we was just getting to know each other. Vaughn and Wiz, those guys like was just getting to know them. But Mark and Yant, I known all through high school. Right. As long as I know planning them. So I just went along for the ride. Right. Bump, I know Bump since I was 6. That's my brother. Right. So this is what we doing? Cool. Cool. But I was never in a position of power in that crew. Like, I didn't make no decisions. I had nothing to do with nothing. Right. And when we got dropped, my understanding of it is that Tommy Boy was going away from doing hip hop in general. And that's what I understood, but I never really got much of an explanation. Right. I saw over time that they stopped doing hip hop music. Right. And that was.
Are they even still around?
They are. I think they are. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know they've been from De La for the last like 10 years about getting their catalog online. Yeah. So they don't have a lot of fans out there right now.
Nah, the hip hop community is not on their side. No. You fucking with De La, you ain't got no friends.
Yeah, man. Listen, I got a lot of people that like that flip out on me because I wasn't. It took a lot until later in life. I wasn't a big Native Tongues guy.
You either?
No, so you were, yeah, all right, cool, so we're not alone.
Yeah.
I just like harder shit, bro. I like, I was listening to like Onyx and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit younger, so it didn't have the same connotation for me.
I could tell you like one album, like Native Tongues album that I can say I felt front to back, absolutely love. Like my wife knows records from that album because I played it so much. Stakes is High.
Stakes is High is a great record.
But Stakes is High is like hard compared to
and it's a later day. It's a later
and it's a later De La album. Yeah, like man. I was not into them like that.
All right, so I'm not alone.
It's definitely not you.
Planning on them. Like, you wasn't in it. I'm like, bro, it wasn't the same thing for me and you. You know what I mean?
You think you an outlier? You think you an outlier? I don't fuck with the woo.
What? Now, see, that's different.
I'm not, and not that I.
Well, I guess it's not different. It's the same as saying you don't fuck with.
You know what I mean? Not that I don't appreciate them or respect them and recognize what they offered. Right. I had 36 Chambers. Right. I listened to 36 Chambers. Right. Like I took part in the whole phenomenon. Right. But I never liked the RZA's beats.
Yeah.
I was never crazy about the RZA's production.
That's really interesting.
It was just like, this is done.
You like more lush sound, like bigger?
I like soul. I like soul. I was heavy into the Roots and Common, even before they were into each other. Okay. You know what I mean? I was into them sepaperately. Right. Those are the guys I model myself after. Okay. Like as an MC.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
And their sound was it was rich. And that's what I like. RZA's stuff was just not. It was like nobody told us boy to finish this before they. How this get all the way out here to us?
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I love growing up. I wasn't like the like woo head. Like I had homies that had everything. Like even the B-list woo guys. I'm like, yo, you're wrong a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Besides from like Cuban Links and then like Ghost's catalog, I could kind of take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying?
One of them dudes was in the news again recently.
The dude that cut his dick off.
He got married.
So she's a rider. You know what I'm saying?
Or is she?
Or is she? Is she able to ride?
Maybe she's not a rider at all.
I don't think so.
That's funny as shit.
Do attach it back? Like, can you do that? You can't, right?
They didn't.
Right. Well, they did it with the one boy because he did porn after that.
It could be done.
John Bobbitt or whatever.
His was not, though. Yeah, John Bobbitt. He tried to start a porn career.
Right.
He tried to. But I don't think his was actually reattached. It was never... Unbelievable, dude.
He did that himself, though, the guy from...
Yeah, he was high.
I mean, I get high, bro, but I don't think I've ever gotten that high.
I don't know.
That's a different.
There's got to be something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because in a lot of situations where people do stuff, they get high and then they go do stuff because there was some other shit going on. Like you got high on top of a chemical imbalance.
Right.
Depression.
It opened up and unlocked something that was already.
That's not. Oh yeah, I smoked it because I deal with motherfuckers who smoke wet on a regular basis,
and they not out
there. They all still got their dicks.
Well, that's what the thing about the Aaron Hernandez John. I don't know if you've seen the documentary yet.
I gotta watch that.
But like that's the whole thing is people like, oh, he had CTA and he came from a broken home and he was around criminals, and I'm like, I know people that fit all of those profiles and they're not out murdering people.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
Sometimes people just evil as fuck, bro.
Right.
Some people just have evil in them, and that's all there is to it. They got the devil up in them. I know it sounds like some old church lady shit, but it's true.
I mean, no, it's not old church lady shit. It's science.
Yeah,
it's science. I had to learn that. I had to learn that the hard way through like a very close personal experience with depression and that there's chemicals that are off.
Right.
Everybody's synapses ain't firing on the way they were designed to, and sometimes you gotta heal that shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't, or you heal it with you're trying to heal it with the wrong thing.
Right.
That's where murders come from.
There you go.
It just is what it is.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Thank you, bruh.
Yeah, thank you.
I love this, man.
Yeah, man, me too.
You're one of my favorite people.
Likewise, bro.
Real rap.
Yeah, man.
One of my favorite people. I genuinely enjoy talking to you. I'm not gonna make you cry this time.
No, man, you gonna cry this time. I think I told you, like I think the last time we spoke, I was going through a very different kind of transitional period in my life, and that transition has happened. And I kind of feel like there's just like there's a lot of just good energy around me right now, and I'm trying to carry it and keep it. Obviously, I fall short. We all do.
Absolutely.
I have my moments. I have my down times, but I've been fighting it. And I've been trying to look at the bright side. What's the half full, half
glass half full,
not half empty.
That's
right?
It. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to get there.
Yes.
You just turned what, 38?
I just turned 38.
Yeah.
And it's odd. I know it's weird because it sounds like some like OCD shit, but for some reason I always view even numbers as more of a positive. I always feel like odd numbers are off. So when I was 37, I felt 37. 38 just feels like yeah, man, I'm 38. It feels smooth. I don't know what it is. I'm 38, man. 30 means because 38 special.
We got to talk.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to talk.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to talk.
All right.
Yeah, my wife would love for us to have this conversation right now during the podcast.
Okay.
I want to talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be off camera.
Okay.
But what I noticed a lot of stuff has come full circle for you since the last time we talked like this.
Yeah.
Something that stuck out to me was you were talking about how you wanted to get into different things, do different things. You used to do some acting and your involvement with Freedom Theater when you were young. And you just recently interviewed the founder of Freedom Theater. The
founder of Philadanco, which is brother and sister.
The brother and sister organization. Okay. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, man. So for those who don't know, I do a podcast called The Philly Blunt with two of my good friends in Philly, my man Greg and my man Johnny Good Times, who's also the co-owner of Shibe, which is a business I work with. And we were able to interview interesting Philadelphians. That's our niche, and we go to them. We go to wherever they want us to meet them, at a bar, restaurant. We were able to interview Joan Myers Brown, who is the founder of Philadanco, which is one of the oldest dance companies in Philadelphia. She's like 90-something years old.
Wow.
Beautiful, classy, smooth lady, as real as can be. Still putting in 18-hour days, traveling all around. She has a Congressional Medal of Honor. She's got pictures with Obama, Oprah, all around. Humble Philly girl, and her whole mission is just trying to uplift young black kids in the world of dance, which I learned, because I'm not a part of it, but I learned is a very segregated world.
Absolutely.
The Pennsylvania Ballet, I think she says, has one black a woman dancer.
Wow.
And she's still fighting these battles, you know.
Even today.
And she would talk about, you know, rocking with Sammy Davis and all them back in the days, and how they would play these clubs that they couldn't even walk through the front door, have to walk through the back door. As soon as you're done, you have to leave, and you couldn't stay at the nice hotel. And it was just like, you know, it still goes on today, just a little bit more covert. But she was so gracious. It felt like you were talking to like your grandmother. You know what I'm
incredible.
saying? Yeah, man. So
That's crazy.
I hope she lives another 100 years.
It's wild how many of our pioneers are still around.
Right.
We don't know about them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, like I knew about Philadelphia, but until we booked this and I did the research on it, I was like, this woman has lived.
That's
like,
wow.
It's one of those things too where you think like, you know, you've done stuff and you're like, you ain't done shit. Bro.
Ain't done shit.
You know what I mean? You ain't done shit. You ain't done nothing. You haven't done anything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing about it is people that I noticed that people like her that have done, they don't carry it that way of like,
right.
I'm Joan Myers Brown.
Well, you don't.
I'm Joan Myers Brown. Nice to meet you. You know what I mean?
You don't get shit done walking around acting like you getting shit done.
Right. And I hate that. I can't stand that because we operate in the rap world and all that, and it's like, bro, you first of all, I trash you. That's number one.
There's that.
And two, like if you want to pull up the stats, we could do that. But the people that I know that have those stats, they don't do that. You would think we build furniture.
Bro, it's wild because it's like I have friends like yourself. Two people I know in particular, you and Paz, who actually inspire other artists. Like somebody made an actual bust of you.
Yeah, I have a bust.
A while back.
He's been trying to get me to pick that thing up for a while now too, and I'm like, I don't know if I want that. I don't think I want that in the house.
I can
put that in
see.
the bathroom. Like I'm taking
I can see how that might creep you out.
Back. Like that joint gonna come to life and take over my family. You know what I mean?
I look at like the late great Rich Quick.
Rest in peace.
How he was inspired by other artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Paz just posted a picture recently. Like people are painting murals.
Yeah.
Of my guy.
Yeah, man.
All over the world.
Yeah, he's an icon.
Like you would not know that.
No.
In his presentation,
well, he hates the that side of it.
He got all that. He go a whole step further with it.
Yeah.
You know, with being humble and whatnot.
Right,
but people who are getting shit done, people who are laying an actual foundation and leaving something behind, are not going around acting like that's what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, at the end of the day, man, like especially, I think it's more for me too. It's just the Philly thing. Like, nobody gives a shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And like,
that's natural. That comes natural.
Yeah, you're just like whatever. You know what I mean?
That was the Facebook post I did yesterday.
What'd you say?
I said, don't ask them. Don't ask them that. Leave them alone. Anybody trying?
Yeah, nobody they're trying to be bothered.
You know what I did different?
What'd you do?
Fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, ain't that weird?
Did the same thing.
Yo. On real shit, bro. On my life. Before we linked up last night, my son was in our room playing around, watching something on YouTube on the TV in the room, and he comes downstairs and says, "Daddy, we got the ceiling fan with the light where you pull the joint. And Daddy, I think I broke the light. Go up there, pull it." I'm like, I'm gonna change this light bulb. If this shit don't cut on, you are in trouble. Change the light bulb. Didn't cut on. I'm like, you broke the goddamn light. Flipping out, stomp away. Yo, this morning, this woman came in the room. I come in behind her like 2 minutes later. The light's on. I'm like, what did you do? She's like, nothing. I pulled the thing and it worked. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, you capping. You did something else. You did something else.
It ain't gonna work till
it's just
ready.
Weird, like right.
Yeah, it's
how
ready.
That happens, like
you
did
no
everything
idea.
in the thing, and then
idea what I did different the last time when it started.
It just was ready to. It decided.
it
made a decision.
It was ready to go. But as far as things coming full circle, you did the album The Majestic last year.
Yeah, so we spoke before it came out.
A couple weeks before it came out.
Okay.
And so basically it's been the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, right around it. Yeah.
Did the limited vinyl this year.
Limited vinyl. We did against my Pride, we did a vinyl campaign because we couldn't afford to do it any other way. The good people at Bandcamp, shout out to my man Ben. Bandcamp's always been a great source for independent artists, and we use it heavy because a lot of the music that we make is so sample heavy. Like we get rejected by Apple, like, you know what I'm saying? So Bandcamp don't get down like that. Long story short, they reached out like, yo, you know, you do good work with us. We're starting this vinyl campaign thing. Would you like to be the first hip hop artist to try it? We've done it successfully with, I think there was an indie rock band and like a heavy metal band they had done it with. So I was only the third artist to try it and the first hip hop artist to try it.
Oh shit.
And we were successful. I'm not gonna say that we definitely had some heavy friends, donors that came through in the midnight hour. Gotcha. You know what I mean? Because that was my biggest fear, man, was like doing
not working out.
Yo, bro, doing a Kickstarter
Yeah.
and seeing someone type, "Thank you guys, we didn't reach our goal. We didn't reach our goal, but we thank you so much for." Yo, I didn't want to be that dude, bro.
How do I even say that in
like,
hip hop language?
How
do I word is bomb, dead ass B? We ain't get, we didn't get it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Feel you.
And I don't like asking people. I feel like if I have something to give to you and you want it, that's one thing. Right. Asking you to actually help me make it is like a level of pride that like it took me. It's swallowing.
Yeah, I get that.
But we were able to get it done. So we have vinyl. People that ordered theirs and pledged to the campaign, they'll get theirs. They start shipping next week, and then I have my vinyl already just set aside to sell directly to anyone that wants it. So that'll be in February.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so
that's what's up.
Yeah,
the record looks crazy.
It looks
that
really
blue and
cool.
White is nuts.
They did really great work, man. Like, and I've had singles and stuff on vinyl, never a full record. And it was fitting that it would be this one.
This one,
because this one is it's my best work. I have no problem saying that. At 36, 37, when we made it, is my best work, which is crazy because there's this idea of like your best days are behind you, and that made me be like, oh no, we going into this, you know what I mean? We going into 40, you know what I mean? We gonna be firing rapidly. So, and I think that had something to do with it too, the response to that record.
Now, last time around, you were saying you thought this might be the last one.
Nah.
Okay.
You know, man, like I said, I'm in such a good space creatively. It'll be the last one that's like that for a while because that took every fucking thing out of me. It's cool. Fucking motherfucker. It took everything out of me, bro. That was like a really personal record, and just talking about everything going on with my son and life, and it was almost, I don't want to say it was a downer because there was some hopeful records on there.
Absolutely.
But it was like super serious, and me and Todd spent a year and fighting, and we're not doing that right now. Right now, I'm just recording music. I'm having fun with it. I think the last like 3 or 4 songs I recorded are literally just me rapping. There's not even a hook. You know what I mean? I'm just figuring it out.
I need to direct one of those videos.
Yo, bro, for real.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, I want to shoot one of them videos.
Thank you again for the majestic video. That shit was so much fun and it's so dope looking.
I was honored. It was an honor. First of all, because I respect you as an artist.
Thank you,
and
brother.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Yeah.
It was cold as fuck.
Cold as fuck.
So we shoot the next one in the spring.
In the springtime. That's the next thing I think we're gonna. Yeah. So,
man, it was cold.
2012 or 13, me and Ty did a record called Reef The Lost Cauze is Dead, where we just took like rock samples and things like that samples that we really liked that weren't traditional hip hop samples. He would loop it and I rhyme over it. We're actually in the process of doing something like that right now, like a follow up to that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be. I'm looking to have some fun with it for a little bit.
You have a title for the album yet?
Reef The Lost Cauze is alive. Yeah. So we gonna scratch out the Reef The Lost Cauze is the dead. Scratch out the dead and put alive. Because I'm alive, bro. Like,
absolutely.
I feel like this is foreshadowing because I'm all happy and shit. I'm probably gonna get killed next week or something.
Nah, we're not doing that. Nah, we're not doing that. Nah. This
like,
ain't
I was
that.
just with him. He was talking about how happy he was.
Yo, I swear to God, I hate those conversations.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't. First of all, I don't believe in that.
No.
I don't believe in karma. I don't believe that because I've done enough wrong to not be here myself if that's the case.
Right.
So I have a hard time believing in karma.
Right.
I feel like you're gonna do what you want to do and what you set out for.
Right.
I love the space that you in. I love the clarity I see. I mean, just your face, bro.
You feel the vibes, bro.
I feel the vibes, bro. I feel the vibes. I've been here before because I had a baby girl too.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I already know.
Yeah.
I already know. I don't have to ask how I feel. I know how I feel, but you got to talk to me, bro.
Bro, it's like, people kept saying like, oh man, when you have a daughter, man, it changed everything. I'm like, man, I got 2 boys already, and I love my boys more than life itself. And my son's in my world, and I'm gonna love my nah.
It ain't the same.
Like, I love them and all. They cool. They my homies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They need Pop. Pop will be there. You know what I mean? But her, she gonna get first priority over everything. Over everybody.
Every time.
Everybody.
Can't do no wrong.
Dog. Like, she's just like, you know what I mean? Like, she's beautiful and she's perfect, and I just I'm in love, man. I'm so in love, and it's like, it feels like the her being there has changed the energy, not just with me, but in the whole house.
In the house. Yeah.
Like, me and her mother, we're in a really good place right now. Her brothers are like, they're becoming tighter than ever, and they almost are like, I see them, all 3 of them last night were like in the living room, kind of just hanging out together. My oldest was on his iPad doing whatever. Manny was, jumping around, and the baby was just kind of watching. I'm like, this is it. This is what I need. This is what I want. Together. There's no other place I want to be than in the crib with my family, bro. And to get to that, and it's not one of those things that was forced, where it was like, a lot of niggas out here be like, man,
yeah,
that's it, man. I'm done. My rafters in the Jersey. I gotta go home. I'm like, no. I want to be here. I want to be hanging out with these people. Y'all suck out here. Y'all are corny. These are my homies. This is where it's at. Yeah. This is where it's at.
Like I was telling you in the car, I found myself in the same situation recently with an opportunity at work, a transfer I could have took that would have took me away from the way I'm parenting right now, the way I'm husbanding right now. Like, I enjoy coming home in the afternoon and doing the homework and making sure everybody's squared away. And I didn't want to sacrifice that for that opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have the opportunity to be the father I always wanted and always knew I could be.
Yes.
And I'm taking that right now.
Yeah. Because it's like, if we always out chasing and running, it's like, that's not what they want. Time. They want us. Absolutely. They don't give a fuck about none of that other stuff.
Absolutely.
Man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and obviously it's you can't be out here not taking care of your responsibilities. Of course, we get that part, but
they get that.
But it gets to a point where it's like, all right, like the idea of touring right now to me.
Yeah, you didn't go hard this year.
No, I'm not, and I probably won't. I mean, unless like I said, I think I might have mentioned that in the interview last. Unless it's an opportunity that's really lucrative and really makes sense, then no, I'm not getting in a van for 30 days. And you know what it was too. So this last summer, promoting the Majestic, I was overseas with the Snow Goon. Shout out to them. I think it was like May, and my son was going through some things. He was having behavioral issues, which it was a rough summer. It was a long summer.
Gotcha.
He's better now. But my girl was pregnant. It was hot. Things were breaking at the house. My son was going through and I don't even know the amount of thousands of miles away I was. And, she's holding it down. She's not doing the, you need to come home. It was all love, but like my son said something like, he was telling his friends at school, my daddy's lost right now. He doesn't know how to get home right now.
Oh, wow.
Nigga. Yeah. I was like, fuck this shit. Yeah. I'm not, no. She's pregnant. Anything could go wrong. And what I would be stuck. It's just like I said, unless it's because I'll earn. I'll find different ways, and I'm at a point now with the music where it's like I'm just having fun, bro. I'm not so stressed about like.
Feels good.
It feels good, don't it?
Yeah.
It feels good when you're just doing it because you really love doing it and you're enjoying it.
Feels
good.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. I won't bother myself with anything that doesn't feel good.
Right.
And I found
it's different for niggas when they don't need it. Like we see people online every day,
and they need that.
50% off for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
DM me now for rates. Like, bro, I don't need that. I go mop floors before I do all that, homie.
I'm good. Yeah. Nah, I feel that. I don't know. That always seemed to take something away from the whole hip hopness of it all. Like that whole. I come from. I'm the illest. I'm the best.
Right.
And to have to be 4 Mills with my raps is kind of like, what is we really doing? Jesus so it just never appealed to me.
That
you know
takes
what I mean?
away from your badassness.
Like like how badass is you if you really like you got Venmo? You know what I mean? Like it never worked. That never worked for me. So I agree and I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's one of the many reasons I haven't even pursued like a professional career in entertainment since we lost the deal with Tommy Boy. I've kind of like just decided that I'm just gonna enjoy myself.
Right.
And if somebody come from NBC or Def Jam or whatever and say, yo, we ready to change your life. We think you're dope enough to help us. We want to change your life. Right. Then we'll have that conversation. But as of right now.
Take it as it comes, right?
I got the best medical benefits in the country.
And that's more important than anything else.
Man. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah. And I'm enjoying myself. Yeah. You also you said this is not going to be the last album. We're going to do another last album.
We're going to do some more.
Thank you.
Yes.
For that. The world of hip hop.
I think man. When you caught me on a melancholy day where I was like all reflective and crying and shit. You know what I mean? Like
this is it, man. I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, man.
It was heavy.
Well, I think I changed my perspective. I think I changed my, I think I was coming from almost I'm coming from a grateful place now. I'm grateful for everything. Yeah. I'm happy for everything. I'm respectful, and I'm looking at everything like, this is good. Wherever I get led to it's a good thing, right?
Like that.
So yeah.
So now, how do you find that sort of space mentally? That sort of clarity. Are you reading something? Is it the birth of baby girl and the tightness of your family? How did you find that sort of clarity for yourself?
I think the opportunities that I've been having, I started teaching. I've been doing music therapy for abused boys and also for a program called Beyond the Bars, which is kids that are adjudicated, awaiting trial. Okay. They come through. We have a studio up at Drexel. Working with the kids, my kids, watching them grow, my love for my lady, we've been working on us. Right. I've been working on me. I haven't been doing as much running the streets and drinking. Like I've been sober since New Year's Day, which is I'm 30 days, which is I'm not an alcoholic by any means, but if you drink every day or every other day,
I get that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cutting back on the trees a little bit, sleeping better, drinking more water. The album was so heavy on me. I think that getting it out, getting that off. And like I said before, man, opportunities keep coming. I'm in a good space financially at the moment.
That's good.
I mean, it's just been like good things have been happening, and I've been taking it in and been super grateful for it. And also, just like I said, I think that clarity nothing changes if nothing changes.
Right.
And if you're the sourpuss, if you're the fucking this guy
all the time,
if you're Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh or whatever that nigga's name was, if you're that guy all the time, no one wants to be around you. And when you finally accept that, you're a 38-year-old man with a family, and you should not be concerned about anything else. You should be concerned about them. You should be concerned about your health. You should be concerned about staying around as long as you can to make sure that these people are okay. Yeah. And I think that I don't think anything happened in particular. Not like a light went off. I just think slowly but surely it's just like you get older and you start realizing what's important and what you should be happy about. And I'm in a space right now where, obviously I could in a week or two go through. We especially artistic niggas like ourselves, like, you know what I'm saying. Something can happen and we'll go, dark. You know what I mean? But right now it's light.
I was in my dark period.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Right
now it's light, and like I said, I think the main thing has just been, rediscovering the joy of because when I was a little bit younger and me and her were first starting to get together, and we had our Isaiah and he was a little baby, and you know what I mean, we got our first house and everything was so optimistic, and you have those years of just struggling and we fighting all the time, and everything's in a good place, and I'm praying, knocking on wood, that it just kind of stays there right now. You know what I'm saying? I just have so much love in my heart, and I mean, yeah, I think that little girl probably was the catalyst for it. Like, let's say we keeping it a buck.
There's always this. You have to recognize one thing first,
right,
and then stick to that and make sure that you understand what you have going for yourself. Yeah, like you said, you at a certain point you got to realize who you are.
Yes,
you're a man, you're a father.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. You're a partner, and you have responsibilities. Right. And if you can if you can get solid with that. Then you can say, well, all right, well, maybe I don't need to drink every day. Okay, cool. All right. Maybe I don't need to smoke every day. Because like we said earlier.
And that shit fucks with you.
Because like we said earlier, if you're trying to medicate with the wrong stuff, it can go in the wrong direction.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And depression comes. We all face depression on some level.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if we feeding that with alcohol, you ain't got to be an alcoholic for alcohol to be bad for you.
Yes. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. So as you recognize what works for you, and you approach that, and you take control of that, then you can move on to the next thing.
Yes, sir.
And it sounds like that's what happened.
Yeah, man.
I know I spent a lot of my time trying to live that way as well.
Right.
You focus on what you can control.
Yeah.
And you take control of that, and you use it for the best.
I love that. Focus on what you can control.
That it's helped me in my family and in my career. I'm hoping it's gonna help me with my health. I swear to God, I gotta do myself better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, trust me, bro. I'm right behind you.
I know
bro.
I gotta do myself
I'm right behind
better.
you. Yeah, that's the next thing, man. Like it's funny you mentioned health. I need benefits and all that. I need to figure out how to get some of them joints because I haven't been to the doctor, dentist, any of that in a minute, and I need to do that because as we get older. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like I eat like
you pay
healthy.
A bigger toll for ignoring it than you did 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like, like a good friend of mine, she just lost her father at, she's my age. So I think he might have been like 60. And I'm like, I couldn't imagine.
60?
Yeah. Father was 60 years old, bro. Bruh. Heart attack.
That's crazy. That's
right?
young. That's young.
Yeah, it's very young. Yeah. And we not that far from behind that. And like, I couldn't imagine like being there for my kids as long as possible. Like, I want to be the guy that like, I used to say if I made it to 60 or 70, that was a good life. Now I'm looking at like 85, 90. You know what I mean? Let me get up in there.
Listen, I'm going to be 42 in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
My dad was 43 when he was gone.
Wow, I never knew that, bro.
43.
Yeah.
Like,
that doesn't sound right.
It didn't hit me until I was about 35.
Right.
Just how young that was.
Right.
But like now, that's next year.
Next year.
And my father was already out of here. You know
I'm sorry, man. I didn't know that.
It was sad. It's still sad. It's still unfortunate because there's so much more to do.
Right. What was he like? Were you close?
He was like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like me.
Yeah.
We were close till I got in about my teenage years when he really just kind of like stopped caring about his health and everything. And I found myself kind of like distancing myself at that time because I knew where it was going. And there was I knew I reached out to him a couple of times. And at one time, the last time he decided that what he was doing was what he was going to do.
Right.
I was about 16.
Okay.
Maybe 15, 16. And that's when I realized, okay, well, he's not listening to me.
Right.
And I kind of pulled away.
Yeah.
And by I think I was 17 when he was gone.
Passed.
But he was a lot like me. I'm a lot like him as a dad. I'm fun. I mean, my kids love being around me. We hang out. We laugh. We joke all the time. I think I'm a bit more of a disciplinarian.
Okay.
My dad never disciplined me.
Okay.
But
what's your disciplinary style? Cause I try not to, they might get a little pop on the butt, but I used to get like spanked with a belt, which was like really weird.
Oh man, my mom killed me 3 times.
Yeah, like
Nah, I've been dead so many times.
A weird ritual? Get ass butt naked, pull your butt down in front of me. I'm going to hit it with a leather belt, and then you'll stop doing what you're doing.
It's weird.
Actually, I'm not going to stop. It's probably going to be worse.
It's weird. It was even more weird is when it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it worked for me. I didn't need to be strangled that last time. I know I didn't. You know what I mean? Like okay, all right, Mom. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Enough.
But no, we don't do physical discipline.
Yeah.
I owe it to my wife that we have kids we can communicate with. I noticed with my nieces, her guy kids and so forth, when they were really small, and I mean like from birth. They were talked to like we're talking right now.
Wow.
There's no such thing as baby talk in our family.
Yeah.
And
so y'all be like, yo, what's going on, bro?
Like real rap.
How you feel this morning?
Like, you know what I mean? My wife's first words to my daughter when she was born was, we're a team, right?
Wow.
Like, I'm gonna do everything I can, but you gotta do your part too. And that's the way we talk to them.
Right. Not
there was never any of that. And my kids have been extraordinary communicators.
I'm gonna go home and I do go to my girl. I'm gonna be like, hey, listen,
I'm telling
you gotta help me out here.
Especially your little girl.
Yeah.
Especially your little girl.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been. I mean, my kid just came in 3rd place in her first public speaking competition.
All right.
They are extraordinary communicators.
Right.
Which means they have an extraordinary ability to comprehend.
Right.
And you ain't had no business doing that.
Right.
So why I'm taking that phone. You know why I'm taking this iPad.
Right.
You know why you ain't on this Wi-Fi. Right. You know why you need to be reading. You know why you're being punished right now.
Right.
And we can have that conversation just like that.
Right.
And that's been effective so far.
Cool.
It's been effective so far. What I've learned, which is fucked up, because I was a pretty good goddamn communicator when I was young too. I did not need my ass whipped as many times as I got.
Right. Bro,
I could have been talked to.
It felt like I'd spent I was doing bids in my room, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was messed up because I would get I wish they would have picked one or the other, because I would get whooped. After I would cry, it was like, all right, now you gonna write a book report. I'm like, damn, like, can't it just be like one or the other? So
you ever get the whooping every morning, John?
Yeah,
the week-long whooping.
No, you haven't paid the price.
That we not done. You gonna get another one tomorrow.
Oh my
god. The week. I used to get the week-long whooping. Damn. Yeah, you get a ass whooping. I got an ass whooping appointment every day for a solid week. Damn, for that thing you did last week. Yeah, sheesh. Yeah, it was out of control.
Hey man, look, you got it.
Bro. It's out of control.
You got it, bro. Damn man.
Yeah, I don't know if that's why I am. Okay.
Right.
But I know that
it kept you out of. You thought twice before you did some stupid shit.
I absolutely thought twice. I mean, and I got an older brother. My older brother was always in trouble.
Right.
My sister, she grew up to be a teenage girl and did teenage girl stuff, running away and shit like that. Right. So I see where my mom was coming from with not wanting me to be like that. Right. Not wanting me to. I'm the baby.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And like, she did not let me go to. We grew up down north, down 12th and Cumberland. She did not let me go to
in the
Edison.
heart of it.
She didn't let me go to Edison. You know what I mean? She didn't let me go to neighborhood schools and stuff like that. So she was going the extra mile to show me different things.
Right.
So when I was choosing same, then listen, no, we're not doing that.
Right.
And we got to go to the next level.
Right.
But strangulation.
Yeah,
strangulation.
Yeah, man. Like I had my issues with my stepfather because he was the disciplinarian. He was a Southern man. They knew one thing, and that was the belt. And I resented him a lot. But looking back on it, his choices reflected mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, him doing what he did made me think twice before I did something stupid, because I knew if I did it, like a lot of my homies, they didn't have nobody at home.
Right.
That if they did something stupid would be waiting at the crib with the belt. they didn't have nobody at home at all, or you know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
You got to be like somewhat grateful, or at least understanding that they did it to try to save your life, and for a lot of cases it worked. You know what I mean?
It's important to learn.
Right. But I'm not going to be like that. I'm not. There will never be a time where I pull a belt out.
That's the lesson you got to learn from it. Yeah, you got to learn that's not necessarily. There are other steps you can take.
Yeah. Along
the way. Yeah. That prevents you from ever coming to that place.
Right. Right.
I mean, first of all, I got girls, so the whole idea of putting my hands on them is like foreign to me anyway.
Of course.
But what I even more than being able to understand and appreciate why I am the way I am and the things that I have to do to them or for them as a father is their ability to communicate with everybody else in the world.
Right.
I'm responsible for their ability to go out in the world and talk to people, listen to people, and learn what they need to learn and recognize what's going on around them. Right. That's my number one thing is self-awareness. Right. Where you at, what's happening around you. Right. Because if you can't keep control of that, you can't do nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, and we see what's going on around us these days. It's like if you're not aware of what's going on around you, you lost.
Head on swivel.
You really lost.
Head on swivel.
That's a lesson I'm trying to teach. My oldest girl, she's 14. I got a few more years to work on that.
Yeah, man. I'm already terrified of it. My girl's 4 months old, and I'm already like terrified of that. Like. And it shouldn't be because the future is female, as they say. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's a lot of sick people out here, bro.
People are out of control, bro.
Yeah, man.
There's so little regard for life. You know what I mean? And so little accountability. Right. That's a dangerous combination. Right. It's a dangerous combination. It scares me more than anything. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's crazy. So where are we as far as the new project? What are we looking at as far as when it's coming out?
So I got the project with Todd. I'm doing a follow-up to the record I did with my brother Bear One. So both of those projects are in the beat picking stage right now. Just beats, ideas, lines here and there. But I'm in no rush, no hurry. But all that stuff should be out. I would like to, like you said, spring, summer, early summerish, April, Mayish for the first project. Second project probably fall. Right. So yeah, man. And then in between that time, live.
Feels good just being able to
live, man. Live. And just try to, you know what I mean? Like I said, just try to now that I have my foot in the teaching world, nonprofit world, whatever you want to call it, just try to continue to learn and grow there because it is a world that it's two things that I love: music and kids. And you know, it also comes with a check. I mean, you know what I mean?
That's the trifecta.
So, you know, I know you mentioned some wifeys over at DHS. Like, if things start, if she keep moving up the ladder, keep me in mind.
Absolutely.
Some programs, you see something that you hear about, let me know, man, because it's something that I never thought I could do. And I'm still dealing with it where I'm like, I have a computer now. I never had a computer. I got to fill out spreadsheets and stuff, dog. Like I'm like a real like spreadsheets, Excel,
spreadsheet Reef. I like that. Yeah.
But like, yeah, man, I'm excited to get out of the like. You're someone that inspires me to do that because you do the music, the comedy, anything that comes across that you think, hey, I might be good at this, or I might learn something from this. You do it. And for me, it was just like for so long, it was. My identity was Reef The Lost Cauze, the rapper. Right. And it took a lot of pride to put that aside and say, no, there's so much more going on here. Absolutely. And I need to figure out.
There's no reason to deprive yourself.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff I do, I pick up for the learning experience.
For sure.
It absolutely always starts out that way. The video stuff, especially the comedy. I went to comedy college.
Word?
Yeah.
Word?
Like
is that run by Keith from Up the Block?
Yup.
Okay.
Yup. Yeah, Philadelphia Comedy College. I learned directly from Keith from Up the Block. I need to get Keith on the podcast.
You definitely should.
People, I don't know.
He's got stories for days.
I don't know if people understand who Keith really is.
Right.
Keith's been on the ground for a long time. Him and Ray Gordon, another legend. You know what I mean? I got to learn directly from them. Right. But that's why I started doing the comedy. Was to learn what it was about. Not because I thought I was the funniest motherfucker around.
Right.
My wife's funnier than I am. You know what I mean? But I wanted to learn how that art form works.
For sure.
I was the same way with motorcycle racing. And all of that stuff was just like the learning how to do it.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you're that much bigger of a person because you have that many more experiences and that much more knowledge.
Right.
And so, don't ever deprive yourself.
Yeah, man.
Especially considering that you're exceptional.
Thank you, man.
You're an exceptional human being, and you can excel at anything you put your mind to. So there's no reason to deprive yourself or the people around you of what you have to offer.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is that the mind, like, I've been really trying to get out of saying I can't. Like, if I even start to say that, like, I'm like, no.
Yeah, catch yourself.
Because you can. Like, I've had this self-deprecating thing where I'm just like, I'm an idiot. I don't know how to, you know what I mean? Like, even just navigating. I know it sounds so ridiculous because I'm 30 years old, but even just navigating the computer, like, I need help, and I'm asking for help. But as I'm learning, how else am I supposed to do it? I never did it before. I avoided that stuff altogether.
And I mean,
you know, I'm learning. I have to learn how to record kids on like Logic Pro at the studio.
Really?
Bro, it's been a nightmare. It's been so bad. And they're like, yo, you told us you've been rhyming for 20 years.
Like, how you don't know this? Yeah, rhyming.
I show up to the studio and rhyme and leave.
I tell you what.
These kids standing in the booth with the headphones on like, bro,
like,
I'm
what
ready.
What are you doing? We ready. Yeah.
Can you hear yourself now?
I learned so much about microphones.
Yeah.
Preparing to start doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I've been rhyming and singing since I was 9.
You ain't know nothing about mics.
No idea the difference between a dynamic and a condenser, cardioid, supercard.
Oh, that shit sound forward.
Huh? Man. Exactly. Exactly. Like, there's so much. Like, I had no idea. But if you don't give yourself the opportunity to learn it, then you're ignorant for that.
Yeah, man. For sure.
Absolutely. Man.
I want to get to a place where learning is. I'm there, but I really want to get where learning is exciting. Learning is cool. Like, it shouldn't be like some like the old Chris Rock jokes. Like, I don't know that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get out of that, man.
Nah, there's no reason to be that way, especially as accessible as knowledge is.
Right. It's in your
It's in your phone. It's in you have all the answers.
All of them
in your pocket.
All of them.
All the time.
All the time.
So there's no reason not to be out here learning and making more of yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man. Yo, thank you, bro.
Thank you
again.
Anytime, like, literally anytime. Love you too, man. Anytime.
Real rap. We'll do this again.
For sure.
I need you on here regularly.
Be like an annual guest.
Annual? You might be a bi-weekly guest. Come scoop your ass up, man.
For sure, bro.
Yeah, man. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you for checking us out and for paying attention. Thank you for checking out the Arnell Agenda. Whatever you do good first. Keep learning. All right? Peace.
Whatever you do good first. I like that.